After a whole bunch of waiting, those Atari XP collector's cartridges for the Atari 50th anniversary have finally started to flow. We saw Adventure not long ago, and now Missile Command just hit my doorstep. We're going to take a look at it and all the cool goodies that come inside right after this. This video supported in part by...
Playing VR, I tend to sweat. It gives me an edge, so King of Nerds happens to give me an edge too. Let King of Nerds give you the edge. Bye, King of Nerds.
Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you so much for the click. You might remember last time we looked at Adventure, and in fact it's right up here on my shelf waiting to have Missile Command added to it. Look, because all of these have these spines that line up to spell the Atari 50. At this point, maybe it should say Atari 51 because we're already in 51st year. But anyway, they're starting to flow. I even got notification that the next two are about to ship. So before we get behind, let's take this Missile Command over the table, crack that shrink wrap, and check it out. The second of 10 in this collection, and just like Adventure before it and all of them that we've seen from the art, they're using the original artwork, but in these reissues, it's being put on a stark black background instead of the customary color. I think Adventure was orange, and maybe Missile Command was yellowy or orange. Anyway, I forget, it goes with this, but really they're repurposing a lot of the same, not just this artwork, but you look on the back and you see this same little description, a little screenshot, 34 video games, that's all the options, but they add the XP branding and stuff, of course. Now, the interesting thing though is all the goodies that are inside, and especially I'm eager to find out what kind of the artwork they've used to print on the face of the cartridge, because that was very cool and unique in Adventure. So let's get the shrink wrap off of this one and find out. Missile Command is, of course, number 2 in the series. In addition to the name here, you have this portion of what will say Atari 50 across the side. And again, you have the embossed Atari logo down here in the bottom edge of this face of the box. Let's get this open and see what kind of goodies are in store. Now again, there's no magnet or anything. It's just this little tuck tab. So we're going to lift that up very gingerly. Oh, cool. All right. All right, so on this side, it's just a discussion about the 50th anniversary of Atari, of course, a futuristic since forever. And here is our cartridge. Again, it's a screen printed, it feels like, and it has like a raised, embossed kind of thing. There's like explosion in the background. We'll take a closer look in a second. But let's get the box open and get all the goodies out of it. Here's everything that's included. You have this little stand, you have the cartridge itself, you have a pin, you have a patch, and the instruction manual. Let's start by taking a peek at this manual. Now, to my eye, aside from little things like maybe the address of Atari, these appear to be pretty well just reprints of the original manuals. Not that there's anything wrong with that, although like Yar's Return and Saboteur, they had some extra portions in the manual that talked about the legacy of those, but those were special edition cartridges, I guess. So, but I mean, nothing wrong with this. I mean, you have, even that grid, that cool grid that showed you all the variations. I remember those. I used to remember photocopying these and had them in a binder, so I didn't have to look up all the manuals. I could find all the different variations of my games. Next is this little Missile Command pin. Now this is got a pin back on it. Most people call these enamel pins, but they're not enamel. This is a plastic, but it's a highly polished plastic, and it looks nice, looks shiny. I'm going to keep mine in the plastic bag, but I took it out to show you. I can see this is the guy from the cover artwork. You can see a little dome helmet, and he's targeting the world. I don't know where he's going to aim for, but I can see the whole Earth there. And then keeping with the theme here on the patch, we have that same, is he a pilot or engineer, whatever he is, he's running the targeting systems. He's a coast keeper is what he is, I guess. This is a standard patch. I can't tell if it's iron-on or not. I guess I'll never know because I think this is just to seal in all of the threads. It's probably a sew-on patch, but I'm not sewing it on anything in the near future. I'm going to try to keep this pristine, but I do like getting patches again. This is the acrylic stand for your cartridge. Now, I put this together for Adventure. I'm not going to put this one together as well because I'm keeping this in the box, but these are just clear acrylic. You take off the paper and stick them together, and it's a stand for that beautiful cartridge. And then there is, of course, the cartridge. Now, I will say I'm a little underwhelmed by this bland gray and this artwork. I wish it were more vibrant. This explosion in the background is... I get it. You're showing the launching of a rocket. I wish this were brighter. The adventure, the dragon on that adventure just popped and just screamed at me, and this one's a little more subdued, but I never get tired of these light up acrylic top bases. The back again has this, bam, this dark black Atari logo, and it's a sealed style cartridge as before. Feels heavy. Feels heavier than I'm used to cartridges feeling. Maybe it's just the acrylic. I didn't notice the adventure being so heavy, but all right. Why don't we plug this thing into my Atari and power it on and try it out? There he is, all lit up. And I can't believe it's taken this long for somebody to figure out to put lights in these. I mean, you're just tapping on the power that's in the console, but it adds so much. And of course, they turn the artwork around, so typical Atari, the artwork is hidden from you, and now you can see it face forward. So there we go. Now, an interesting side note here, just for fun, I tried plugging this into my Retron 77, because a lot of people are going to try that, but every time I plug one of these XP cartridges in, it doesn't work properly. I don't know if it's because they're drawing power for this or what. As you can see, I just get this garbage on the screen. So luckily, I'm using my genuine Atari down here, so I'll be okay. All right, let's give our missile command a try then. I played this just the other day, and it's still a really good arcade port. Oh, they're moving slower than I'm expecting. I always like that little blink when you're running low on ammo, because you can only have 3 explosions on the screen at once, right? You have 3, you get... Love that. Oh no! Careful. It starts to get rough when those little tiny missiles can start to change direction. Whoa! I lost a city. But I have over 10 grand, so I should get it back. Yes! Despite the limitations of the VCS, this was a really fun and faithful port. I mean, it has enough of the original game in it that I remember when I got it as a kid, I had just as much fun with it as I did in the arcade. I mean, only a trackball could be better, but frankly, I think Rob Fulop did a great job by using the by handling the joystick maneuverability. All right, now, before we go, I want to get the Rob Fulop Easter egg, which is this city down here. You go to board 13 and get 0 points, and you'll get an Easter egg. So let's give that a shot. You just need no points at all. So just shoot over here. You got to get rid of all your bullets. They'll usually take care of that for you by shooting your little base down there. I like making a snowman out of my bullets, like that. Yeah, a little snowman. All right, 0 missiles, 0 points. Here it comes. Keep an eye down there. Bang! There's Rob. Well, every good collectible deserves a good home, so I'm going to pack up all the disparate pieces of this package, all the patches and pins and the goodies instructions, and place it right here on the shelf next to number 1. We are 20% of the way through this series. And there they sit, lined up like little soldiers, just waiting for the rest of the reinforcements to arrive. And as I mentioned, those reinforcements are not too far behind. I've already gotten notification of impending shipping, just change your address or whatever if you want, of the next 2 in the series. So number 3 and 4 are coming right along behind these 2. Look, I'm going to throw some links over my shoulders here and here to some other Atari XP coverage that I've done here on GenXGrownUp. I certainly hope you enjoyed this quick look at Missile Command. I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye. Yeah.